9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! 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 What's your resolution? What's your resolution?
To make more noise.
Happy New Year! What's your resolution? Uh-oh. We've all had this moment. And I've, in the past, I admit, I've come out with these kind of awkward, stumbly kind of phrases. Says, well, maybe I'll try and lose some weight this year. And really, or I'm going to exercise more, or whatever it is. You don't really mean it. Very important. A resolution is a promise you make to yourself. It's the contest chair. Welcome guests, fellow Toastmasters. A resolution, it's a solemn promise you make to yourself. So, I've told you already, I'm not very good at keeping them. So what's changed this year? First of all, I found a way to do something better, which is a resolution, if it's just a wish, it'll blow away on life's highway like a toffee wrapper. It just isn't going to work unless you encompass that wish in a plan. And that plan has to be a SMART plan. Bill, you know what SMART is, right? S, specific. M, measurable. A, achievable. R, recorded. Write it down. And T, time limited. It can't be forever. You've got to lose those pounds sometime. So that's pretty good. That gives us a way that we can make a plan around this wish and make it into a reality. But the question is, we all have a problem with what should that resolution be? I have the answer. It's perfect. And I saw it in a business planning book. It said, think of all the things you really, 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 really love doing in 2010. Please think about that. Really, really love doing. Plan to do more of that. Now, think about all the things you really, 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 really hated to do in 2010. Got that? Plan to do less of it. That's a pretty simple idea, isn't it? I like that idea. I can remember that. So, how did this work out for me? I thought, what did I really like doing in 2010? I really liked playing tennis. And I want to be better at tennis. I love smashing that forehand. And I love playing with a team, and we go for a beer afterwards. It's hot and it's lovely. And you feel so justified drinking that beer when you sweat it all over the court. And it's just fantastic, hitting the ball down the line, running around. It's delightful. I want to be better at tennis. In 2010, I was on 7 volunteer boards. I chaired 2 of them. This was very bad for my tennis. It really didn't work out too well. I didn't find I had the time. There's 5 things I need to do to get better at tennis. I need to eat more wisely. I need to exercise a little more, stretch out. I need to practice my tennis. I need to rest up. And I need to lose 30 pounds. So now I've got this connection between what it is I'm going to do, what I want to do, and what I need to do in order to get that done. I have the plan. So that's that side of it. That's pretty good. So my resolution is I will be better at tennis by only being on 1 volunteer board at a time, and that will allow me to lose the weight, eat better, have the time to do all of these other things which I need to do to facilitate that particular resolution. So, on the other end of things, what did I not like in 2010? The worst moment for me was going into Sunnybrook Hospital to find that my friend Louise Sankey, who was in hospital with a terminal cancer, had fallen into, not exactly a coma, but she wasn't conscious anymore, wasn't fully conscious. And I went into her room. I should have been there the day before, but I was so wrapped up in all this stuff I'm doing, I felt like a boa constrictor was locking me to my desk. But eventually I got in to see Louise, and I could have seen her the day before and she would have been conscious. But she was basically not there. I put on the mask, the gown, everything. I went in and I started talking to her. And I told her how much she meant to me, how much she had changed my life, how much she'd supported me, how much she'd shown love for me and consideration. And you know, her eyes twitched, but I don't know if she heard. And I cried. I got to tell you. And I went home and I wrote a poem. It's called For Those Who Walk the Silent Gardens of the Sky. And I read that at a funeral. She died the next day. So I decided I had to make more time in my life for my friends, for my family, to not miss birthdays anymore. And so that was my resolution, to make that time, to make sure that I kept in touch with everybody and told them how much I appreciated. What was I waiting for? These promises, these solemn promises you make to yourself, they're very important to keep. Because you just never know when things are going to change. And if you don't keep the promises to yourself, you may not keep them to anybody else. Shakespeare said it perhaps best of all. Unto thine own self be true, then can you be false to no man. I think that we all need to make resolutions. We need to ensure that we keep those promises, and that will dramatically change our lives. Mr. Contest Chair.